Welcome to our 9th episode of the ESH launch webinar sessions. Thank you for your support, those who have been joining us. We have been participating in these discussions. I'd like to thank you. You have been making this a success. Also special thanks to Tier 1 Center for Learning, for NASA and Ziosh for their support and their sponsorship. They are also the guys behind the success of these sessions. So I would like to appreciate their support. So without taking much of our time, our today's agenda, we'll start off with a toolbox talk on workplace housekeeping. I am the one who's going to be presenting on that and stay up the discussion with you guys. Then we'll jump into our main topic of the day, which is the environmental impact of shutdowns. And we have a guest presenter for that, that is Mr. Kajgamadare. Welcome, Mr. Kajgamadare. So for a few housekeeping rules, if you are not the one who is talking or contributing, you should mute your microphone to avoid some background noises. And also, it's optional to leave your video on or off for network issues. From our end, sometimes you switch it on, sometimes you switch it off because of network. But if your network is powerful, you're free to leave it on. Then for other comments and other contribution, you can also make use of the chat section. We can refer to those contribution during the session. So yeah, welcome everyone. We are looking forward for a great session and a great discussion. Let's enjoy, guys. So let me jump into the toolbox talk. Let me quickly share my screen with you, which is on housekeeping, on workplace housekeeping. So effective workplace housekeeping can eliminate some of the workplace hazards. So it is a good practice to maintain our housekeeping within our workplaces. That is, conversely, poor housekeeping can lead to workplace injuries. So what is housekeeping? Housekeeping, some of you may know it as trash picking. Some of you can define it as cleanliness, but it is not just about trash picking or cleanliness. It's also about keeping work areas neat and orderly, and also it entails the layout of the whole place. That is the aisle making, the articles of storage facilities, and the maintenance of all these. So with housekeeping, we are talking about cleanliness, keeping work areas neat and orderly, and also the layout of the workplace. So why is it? What is the purpose of housekeeping within our workplace? Housekeeping poor housekeeping can cause accidents such as tripping over loose objects on floors, stairs, and platforms. I guess everyone has been a victim of such incidents where you trip over something that has been dropped on the floor, but no one had picked it up. And also, it's poor housekeeping can also cause accidents such as being hit by falling objects. For instance, someone is working on a scaffold, they just drop their hammer on their working surface, then they kick it with their hand. Someone below that scaffold can be hit by those falling objects. So it is very important to promote housekeeping whenever you're working. Also, slipping and greasy or wet and dead surfaces can also cause accidents because of poor housekeeping. And also, you can also be a victim of cutting, puncturing, and tearing of the skin or of the hands of the body whenever you come into contact with nails or wires or steel stripping that have been left or on the ground randomly. So to avoid these hazards, a workplace must maintain order throughout a workday, although this effort requires a great deal of management and planning, and the benefits are many. And some of these benefits include reduced handling to ease the flow of materials. We are saying with housekeeping, you are labeling your tools. There is a specified storage facility for tools that reduces the handling and ease the flow of materials. For instance, someone is using a spanner and they are done using it. There is a specified place to store that tool, so that the next person that would want to use that certain tool will just go onto that storage facility and just pick up the tool. And it also results in fewer tripping and falling accidents that I highlighted before. And it also it also results in decreased fire hazards. It also better the control of tools and materials, the one I was talking about, and it increases the efficiency of equipment cleanup and maintenance. Housekeeping can also benefit hygienic conditions, leading to improved health within our workplaces. And because workplaces will be clean, because of our workplaces will be orderly maintained, it gives more effective space whenever you are working. And also, housekeeping can lead to less janitorial work. In summary, we say housekeeping promotes safety. That is the key important issue with workplace housekeeping. So for our housekeeping program manages the orderly storage and movement of materials within their workplaces. As I was highlighting about the tools, that there should be a specified place well labeled for storing certain tools. If it is a 32 size spanner, it should be stored on a shelf labeled 32 size spanner, so that the next person that would want to use that tool would just go onto that shelf and pick the tool, rather than looking for the previous person who was using the tool, and that person would want to search where he had put the tool. That delays our work. And also, a housekeeping program should include material flow to ensure minimal handling. The example I was highlighting also, and it ensures work areas are not used as storage areas. That is to say, when you are working, you don't just drop your hammer beside you and pick another tool and start working. That will minimize your workplace and increase your potential of becoming a victim of certain hazard or certain incidents. And worker training is an essential part of the program. We are saying whenever we are promoting a housekeeping program, the employees should be trained on these things: how to orderly maintain the housekeeping program, and how to label their shelves, how to transfer tools whenever they are working. And also, the program identifies and assigns responsibilities for cleanup during the shifts. That is, whenever someone is working, you don't wait for the end of the shift to then clean up your area. You just clean as you go. It also assigns responsibilities for day-to-day cleanup, for waste disposal, and for the removal of unused materials. That is to say, when you are working with on a certain material, maybe you are replacing a certain equipment, the old equipment should be removed from your working area and stored somewhere where it will not pose as a hazard. And the key component, the ultimate key of any housekeeping program, is the inspection, to ensure cleanup is complete whenever someone is working. So the elements of an effective housekeeping program includes dust and dirt removal. We are saying in our workplaces, maybe we are working in an enclosed workplace where there's little ventilation, or the exhaust ventilation systems are sometimes can fail to to pick up some of the dust within our workplaces because of the hard to reach areas such as corners, or those should be cleaned manually, maybe using vacuum cleaners. That is but you don't let me highlight this. You don't use the compressed air. I've seen it in some workplaces. People ought to use compressed air to remove dust in those hard to reach areas, but that is not a safe practice. And also, employee facilities, those ones should be cleaned. We are talking about the tea rooms. We're talking about the ablution facilities. They should be well cleaned, well maintained, to promote hygiene also. And working surfaces, we are saying poor flows, poor working surfaces can pose as hazards whenever someone is working. If you spill off oil at your working area, you should clean it up instantly, so that you remove a slipping and falling hazard. And also, you should maintain light fixtures within your working areas. There are certain rooms that you find a light bulb is full of dates, that it is no longer emitting sufficient light in the work area. So those light fixtures should be maintained and cleaned so that they will emit sufficient light. And also our aisles and our stairwells, they should also be cleaned to remove any obstructions, especially whenever there's an emergency. You wouldn't want to have obstructions in those areas, because they will escalate the situation whenever people are stampeding and people are falling because of those obstructions. So aisles and stairwells should be kept clear of anything to allow safe passage of people and vehicles. And also, an effective housekeeping program should entail spill control. That is to say, whenever you spill anything, instantly you should clean it up, be it oil, be it water. You don't wait to finish up what you are doing so that you can clean it up. Instantly, whenever you spill something, you should clean it up. Then it also, with reference to tools and equipment, those ones should be kept in shelves that are well labeled. They should be repaired for maintenance. That is to say, every tool should be in good operating state, so that it won't pose as a hazard. That is another housekeeping practice. And every tool that has been found to have defects should be well labeled, so that if you leave a grinder that has faults on the ground without labeling it, or without indicating that this grinder has fault, the next person that will come for another shift will just pick it up and use it, and maybe that can lead to an incident. So our tools and our equipment should be well labeled and should be well maintained and repaired. And our maintenance of all these I've been mentioning is another housekeeping practice that can be promoted in our workplaces. And another element of our housekeeping program is waste management. That is the collection, the handling, the sorting of waste. I have the Environmental Management Act have promoted waste segregation. I guess everyone has. I've been hearing about this for years. That should be promoted in our workplaces in our housekeeping programs for safe and for safe management of waste. And also, there should be storage facilities for everything. That is to say, a place for everything, and everything should be in its place. Sometimes, because you don't know where to put a certain equipment, that can lead you to just place it wherever you want, and ending up having a cluttered working area. So the do's for housekeeping involves minimizing fire hazards by keeping workplace free of accumulated combustible materials and waste. The place of trash and scrap in proper containers, that is waste management. The storage of equipment and materials in their assigned location. I've highlighted that. And also the cleanup of spills promptly according to procedures, using protective equipment where necessary, and also the dumping small containers into large ones, and keeping only enough combustible material at job site for job at hand. And the don'ts when it comes to housekeeping: you do not pile up material around fire extinguishers or sprinklers. You do not clean equipment without locking out, and you do not blow off dust with compressed air. I guess I have highlighted that you should use a vacuum cleaner or a brush, and you should also collect broken glasses and metal scraps in plastic. You do not, oh sorry, you do not collect broken glasses and metal scraps in plastic bags, and you do not use bare hands when collecting waste. You should wear gloves to avoid cuts and splinters, and you do not place materials on stairs that can obstruct the safe passage of people. So that is a typical example of poor housekeeping. And on this other picture, you can see this guy is actually working on a work area that has poor housekeeping conditions. So, ladies and gentlemen, housekeeping should be achieved, should be maintained, not achieved. That is to say, you don't wait for the end of the shift to start cleaning up your working area. You should clean it up as you go. Whenever there is unwanted equipment, you should remove it on site, then place it somewhere where it is safe to keep your work areas safe from any hazards. And with that, I would like to thank you for this presentation. And I'm opening this time to the audience if there are any questions and contributions, additions or subtraction, or any way you might need clarity. Okay, I guess the silence tells that everyone has understood the session. So let's promote our good housekeeping practices in our workplaces to reduce incidents, to eliminate some of the hazards in our workplaces, and keep everyone safe. Is everyone should go home the way they have come into our workplaces. So with that, I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity.